My name's Rob Ring. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Vencerx Therapeutics. We're a small startup biotech working on developing medicines for rare neurodevelopmental disorders with a focus on syndromic causes of autism. I worked for Autism Speaks for just over 5 years. I was the Chief Science Officer there. I got to know both Bob and Suzanne Wright during my tenure there. Wonderful people and a great inspiration, not just to the community of autism, but the many scientists out there like myself who've built their professional passion around the autism story. Cancer is similar to the autism spectrum in that world of neurodevelopmental disorders in a number of different ways. Cancer has a strong link with genetics, and what we know about the cause of autism to date is that when it comes to understanding the risk for autism, all roads lead to the genome, and this has long been true for cancer. The first human genome was sequenced by the Human Genome Project in an effort that cost over $10 billion, more than 10 years' work, more human man hours than it took to put someone on the moon. Today we can sequence an entire genome for $1,000 in just a day's work. So it's really incredible what's happened in such a short period of time. What new challenges that creates are going to be common to pancreatic cancer or autism. It doesn't really matter if there's a genetic story. The ability to use sequencing technologies to unmask these clues about the cause of these devastating diseases are palatable, but they create real challenges that public-private partnerships are really in the best position to handle. So we as a nonprofit, under the leadership of Bob Wright, were able to build a partnership between the largest company working in the world of data with academic researchers and nonprofits to put forward this missing project. Really, really unprecedented work, but a model for how big initiatives will be done in the future. I think what we're finding as a research community, particularly in the area of cancer and pancreatic cancer, really isn't any different, is that many of the major breakthroughs and the promises of new findings in the future are going to come out of genomic research. And this has become more of a technical challenge than it has anything. The world or the cutting edge of research in any human disease is moving rapidly away from the wet labs of test tubes and petri dishes to the digital world of Facebook and the cloud. And so as technologies start to make human disease more of a digital problem, the challenges of actually solving that push us into unique collaborations beyond the traditional research centers that have dominated the medical field for years. So it's not surprising that you see large companies that specialize in data science, the Googles, the IBM Watsons of the world, really creating a footprint in this story. And when we think about how major breakthroughs will unfold in human disease, it really will not be just data that we collect from samples that you get from someone's blood or anything biological. As we put the patient at the center of the research story, data is shared with us in Facebook and how people talk about their condition. And so the same tools that are used by Facebook every day to mine conversations to understand what people want and what's going on inside their head are being used every day to better understand the biology unfolding behind human disease. So what draws me into the world of pancreatic cancer? Well, beyond a dear friendship I had with Suzanne Wright, there's I think a natural desire to want to work on the toughest problems. And there really isn't a more challenging problem than pancreatic cancer. It's the toughest. And as a result, it's going to draw the best.